Texans radio game preview. Marc Vandermeer and John Harris with you. Johnny, the Buccaneers, Monday Night Football, as you pointed out, first Monday night game at NRG Stadium since 2018, and it's a big one. Week 2 already. Last year, week 2, we had a primetime game with the Chicago Bears. That was coming off a win. Now we have the tougher Buccaneers coming off a loss. Got to get this one. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, and the Bucs are coming off a great win against the Falcons. I know they probably thought they could play better, but they got the victory on the road. Got a little help from the Falcons, but Emeka Egbuka, the rookie, I know we talked a lot about in the draft process, had a great ball game. Mike Evans is still Mike, and Baker is playing about as well as he has played in his career. The offensive line is a little janky right now because they got some moving parts with some injuries, but you got to move Vita Vea on the defensive side, and hopefully you can get after that secondary.
Yeah, and got to play a team that has a great organization, something special going on. If they win the division this year, the Buccaneers, that's 5 consecutive division championships in the NFC. First time that's happened in the NFC since the Cowboys did it a long time ago. All right, 3 things to watch in this one. You mentioned Vita Vea, the human vending machine, moving him around, preventing him from wreaking havoc in your backfield or just stuffing the run. That's got to be number 1 for me. I imagine it is for you too.
Absolutely. The more I've thought about this offensive line, Mark, the Texans offensive line, I feel like it's an offensive line that's going to be better run blocking than maybe pass blocking. Because you have some younger guys, and obviously Ariante Ursary in there. You'd like to see them go forward a little bit. And so then you run into this guy, and trying to move him is an absolute nightmare. In the game 2 years ago, they didn't move him at all. And they really kind of just threw their hands up and went, we can't run the ball, let's throw it. And then they had a lot of success throwing it. But if they can move Vea or at least occupy him a little bit, they'll be that much more successful in the run game.
Top 5 team against the run last year, and against the Falcons, that kept going. Robinson had a great game catching the football for Atlanta, but not running the football. Now, I've got this. Baker in the pocket, got to keep him contained and pressure him. So I'm going to guess that's what you were going to say, but that's really important. Trying to keep Baker he's not going to be stationary, but you need to find a way to get pressure on him. If he's able to run around, he can really hurt you.
He really can. And what I worry about with Baker, and especially quarterbacks, Lamar, Josh, one of the things, we know they're so good running the ball. They can get out of there. They can make something happen. But once they start to get out of the pocket, they're keeping their eyes downfield, running at the last possible second. So if all of a sudden you see, Baker's running, and all of a sudden you start flying up as your secondary guy, and then, he throws one over your head. You have to stay plastered to the receivers once he breaks out of the pocket because he's still thinking about throwing. That's key. Now, he might take off and run, but he's still thinking about throwing until the last possible minute. So, as we used to say, keep him in the well. Envelop him, make his eyes go to where the rushers are and lose that sight downfield. And if you do that, I think you got a pretty decent shot of getting after them. And look, you got to stop their run game too. But from the standpoint of Baker, that is the run game you really have to stop. You can't let him throw for 250, but then he runs for 60. You can't. Right. I mean, that's almost like an extension of the passing game. Like, he really threw for 310 when you add in his scramble yard. So you definitely don't want to do that at all. Envelop him in the well, and you got a pretty good shot of slowing him down.
Will and Daniil got to set the edge, do their thing. This offense last year, good running and throwing because of Bucky Irving, his ability to run the football. What do you have as a third thing to watch out for?
My third thing is essentially the edge protection, the 2 tackles, whether it's Cam Robinson or Ariante Ursary, if they move guys, if Titus moves out the tackle, either way, the edge has got to be protected a little bit better. Now, you're not seeing Jared Verse and Byron Young. You're seeing some guys off the edge that are good. Hassan Reddick, good. Speedy and fast, but not a powerhouse like Verse. And then the other side, Yaya Diaby is a little bit more of a powerhouse, and he's a good player. They're not Young in Verse, but the 2 tackles have got to play at a much higher level, protecting and keeping them out of C.J. Stroud's view so that he can step and throw. When he was able to just step and throw out of the pocket against the Rams, he was beautiful. It looked great. It was effective. He made great throws. He made accurate throws. Give him the time to do that.
I've got an honorable mention thing to watch.
Okay.
I think it's very important. 3rd down offense, and it's related to what you just said. 2 for 9 last week. Got to keep things going. Got to get closer to at least 50% in this game on 3rd downs. Quick game. Whoever's available to catch a pass, please do it quickly with that element of the game
Yes.
because last week you saw it was very difficult to wait for things to develop. Can't do it this week either.
Can I do another honorable mention on top of that?
Do another honorable mention. Yes.
Kick return game's got to be much better.
Okay, good.
The kick return game has got to be much better. We can't start series at the 20-yard line. They've got to be a lot better. And I'm not just talking about returners. The front's got to block a little bit better. There's too much leakage. The one that Tremont did field, he fielded the ball at the 18-yard line. He got to the 23. There's got to be more in the kick return game coming out of this game. They've got to. They've got to win that battle, win that field position battle, especially at home.
Okay, Mattress Firm, sleeper of the game. Mattress Firm, the official sleep partner of the Houston Texans. Who do you have?
Well, as we got on the plane on Sunday, we had one healthy tight end on the roster. Cade Stover going on IR. There was one. Now Harrison Bryant ends up going onto the roster. But the one that has been there, and been there for 3 years, is Dalton Schultz. And Dalton had a couple of moments against the Rams. There's got to be more of those moments. He's got to be a guy that picks up 3, 4, maybe even 5 catches for first downs to keep drives alive. He's got to get himself open, and they've got to have that connection. They had that connection in 2023. 2024 wasn't quite there with CJ and Dalton as it was the year before. They've got to get back to that, and I think this is one of those games where there'll still be a focus on Nico. There'll be a focus on the other receivers and pass catchers, but Dalton Schultz can be one of those guys that can leak out and catch a route to get a first down and do that a few times. If he can keep drives alive, that ends up being big.
My sleeper is Christian Harris.
Nice.
He's got to make a play in this game. He'll be matched up from time to time on Cade Otton, I would imagine. That's going to happen in certain situations, and an opportunity for him to make a play, especially if you are able to get some pressure on Baker Mayfield. Go get that ball, Christian. Get a pick, jar it loose, do something, make a big hit. I believe that this linebacking core has to shut down this run. If they're running the football, it's over. You have to stop the run, similar to what you did last week, and then make it about Baker and do you beat him or not on the defensive side of the ball. That's your game preview. Texans and Bucs Monday night. Don't forget, 6 p.m. early start time, and wear white. Liberty whiteout. We need it. Go Texans.